Okay, it's 11 o'clock. I'm starting with or without you. Looks like you can see me now. Excellent. Right on. Well, welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Flexible Friday. And I'm happy to be here with you. Oh, I'm happy to stretch. Oh my goodness. Yesterday was house cleaning day. And oh my gosh, what a lot of work. and and I feel every bit of it today. So I am looking forward to Flexible Friday. So I'm starting with chin up and down. I'm really trying to lengthen the back of the neck and then the front of the neck. Since it's Flexible Friday, we can slow down just a little bit, dig into the stretches a little bit more. Then I'm going to bring chin back to neutral and turn side to side. Ooh. So I'm just going till I hit some resistance and then backing up to go the other way. I'm hoping my microphone does not pick up every snap, crackle, and pop out of my neck because holy cow, there's a lot. Whew. Good. I'm going to roll the shoulders a few times. Oh. And then one arm straight at the elbow. Reach to wherever you can without arching your back or twisting or tilting. So your shoulder may stop you here, right? Doesn't matter. Just take it till you hit resistance and then back up. Beautiful. And then elbows together, open, stretch across the chest and the front of the shoulders, close, stretch across the upper back. I was hoping Georgie would make an appearance today, but alas, he's very busy sleeping in the middle of the bed. You guys, unfortunately, our class happens right in the middle of prime kitty sleeping time. He's had his outdoor walk, he's had his breakfast, he's had his morning treats, and now he'll sleep for most of the rest of the day. Circles down low. As everyone says, when I die, I want to come back recreated, reincarnated as one of Leanne's cats, because you won't get a better life. I switched directions on those circles. Excellent. All right, let's do a side bend. Big reach and bend. Oh, yes, yes, yes. It's Flexible Friday, so take your time on those stretches. See if you can't just eke a little bit more stretch out of that move. Feel the places that are tight. Don't force it, just nudge it. Good. Then going into cat cow. And then up nice and tall for a twist. So super long spine, twisting gently. Excellent. That should do. Let's come down to the toes. Toes out in front of your knees and pick them up. And then slide your heels under and pick up your heels. Open up the front of the ankles. Good. And then ankle circle. So grab your knee and circle again. Make this a big, juicy circle. Slow it down. Try to get the toe to make as big a circle as possible, but get all the motion out of the ankle joint itself. And then reverse direction. Try to notice, does your foot work better on the inside of the circle, like that, or better on the outside of the circle, like that? And you know, wherever it feels weaker is where you should practice more. I'm going to switch legs, circle one way, and circle the other way. Excellent. Sitting up tall. Brace your core, stabilize, swing one leg out and back. Oops, I skipped one. We'll do them in reverse order. I'm losing my mind. That's okay. We don't have to do everything exactly the same every time, but a little routine helps. This way I know if the call freezes or drops or whatever, you guys will remember what comes next and it'll all be fine. I'm switching legs. Oof. This is exactly what I needed today. I think that's about even. All right, coming back to the straighten and bend at the knee. Oh yeah, those are sore. What did I do yesterday? Obviously worked harder than I'm used to. And then other leg. Beautiful. All right, both legs stretched out about shoulder width apart. Lean back in your chair a little bit. We're going to go toes together, toes apart. Windshield wiper the feet in and out, but try to get the knees to move and the hips to move, right? You see they turn in and turn out. Good. That should be enough of that. Okay. Um, let's do a little bit of let's do a little bit of work around the shoulders and then we'll come back up to the neck. So I'm going to bring my arms out to the sides about 45 degrees, maybe a little bit less. I've got my palms facing down to begin with. I'm going to rotate from the shoulders so that the palms face forward and maybe even a little up. Right? You got to be sitting up tall for this. You got to have good posture, shoulders kind of back in your back pockets. And then I'm going to turn palms forward, palms down, and maybe palms to the back. So basically, I'm just taking the shoulders through as much of the circle as they'll go from right up here in the joint, right? So the whole arm is twisting, and the only thing that's moving is the shoulder in the socket. And this should feel okay for most of you. When you're down, your arms are down low like this, they should have enough room to move. You know, it depends. You could have some arthritis in your shoulder joint and this could feel not good. And if it feels not good, then just don't do it. Or work in whatever range of motion does feel good. Good, that feels like enough. I'm going to relax those shoulders again. And let's clasp the hands together behind the back. Pull the shoulder blades together and back. I'm going to lean forward a little bit and lift. I'm not going to lift too far because it just doesn't go that far. But you should feel a stretch across the front of your shoulders. Take a deep breath. Fill up your lungs with air and see how that feels. And then relax. And let's do the alternating one up and one down. So one hand behind your head, palm facing your head, other hand behind your back, knuckles touching your back. And I'm low. I'm actually below my waist here. All right, I'm going to pull the shoulder blades toward one another and back, and then switch the one on top with the one on the bottom. And again, you should feel the shoulders circling in the joint. One arm is externally rotating while the other is internally rotating. You may find that one shoulder moves better than the other. You may find that you're more comfortable in the up or the down position. That's pretty normal after a lifetime of beating up our shoulders. Good, I'm going to let that go. Relax, give it a shake. Okay, let's come into the hands a little bit. We always say that we don't do enough work with enough stretching with our hands, so it's Flexible Friday. Let's do it. So, let's try this. I'm going to sweep my arms overhead, palms together overhead, and then I'm just going to keep the palms together as I bring the hands down in front, elbows turn out to the sides. I'm just trying to increase the bend at the wrist here. So I'm pushing the hands together. You should feel a stretch by now in your forearms, and that's right where we want it. I'm not going to force anything, and you may feel the stretch, up here, right? Depends on how your wrists feel. I'm going to take my fingertips now and point them away from me, and maybe even a little bit down. Oh, holy cow. Wow. And then toward me. So I'm keeping the palms together. Oh man, there is some delicious stretching going on in those forearms. So point them away and toward you. Trying to keep the palms pressed against one another. Good, now I'm coming back into the middle and I'm just going to gently push one way and push the other way. So I'm trying to increase the angle at the wrist. Tighten it up. Increase the bend at the wrist. Oh, that feels pretty good. Now, I'm going open and close. You can do that wherever you want, right? That feels pretty good, just right in front. Ah, you feel all that in your fingers and all the way up into your forearms, right? Okay, I'm going to shake that loose a little bit, and then I'm just going to go one finger at a time, just gently pulling back. You're going to pull back to wherever your finger will go without pain. And then the thumb. I'm going to do that again. That felt so good. You get a slightly more stretch if you keep your elbow straight. This one, it's not so important to keep the elbow straight, but you do get a little bit more stretch. Ooh, that one feels really good. That one too. Good. Shaking that arm loose and going to the other hand, pulling back toward me. Just gently pull. I'm just going till it fights me, right? I'm not making it hurt. I'm just going till it says, that's enough, please. And then moving on to the next finger and the thumb. And then going again. Good. Shake that loose as well. Okay, that felt pretty good. You know what? I might as well stay here. We can do the neck. We can do the neck moves from here. So, we did the up and the down. Let's do a tilt side to side. So, head is lined up vertically, and we're just going to tilt so that the axis of your face angles and angles. Ooh. Ooh, tighter on one side. I'm trying to make sure that I have my head pulled back over my shoulders before I tilt. If your head is out here, it's going to feel very different than if your head is lined up. So try to get yourself lined up. And if you're super tight on one side relative to the other, like I am, just hang out in the tight stretch for a second. Take a deep breath. I also like to get into the stretch and then drop the shoulder away to increase the stretch. I can see how much tighter this side is. Oh. Don't forget, you can always pause, take a deep breath. Now, I'm going to hold in that tilted position, ear toward shoulder. And from that tilted position, I'm going to nod up and down. And you'll feel all sorts of stuff through here. You might feel some in the back on the other side too, depending on how you're tight. Good. Then with your head in neutral but still tilted, we're going to turn, look down at one shoulder, look up and across. Ooh. Down at one shoulder, up and across. Then I'm coming back into neutral, bringing my head back up to vertical, shaking it out straight, and then we'll tilt the other way. So long spine, tilt ear to shoulder. And then I'm going to begin nodding up and down. on the tilt. Lots of people end up with so much tension and stiffness in their necks that they lose the tilt. So just trying this helps you maintain the range of motion you've got and hopefully over time gain more. Then from tilted neutral, I'm going to turn, look down at the shoulder, up and across. Down at the shoulder, up and across. Beautiful. Coming back into neutral, rolling the shoulders. That looks terrific. Let's do, well, I'm standing up. Let's let you stand up too. I'm going to do our couple of standing stretches. Holy cow. Starting with the calf stretch. So whenever you get up and around behind your chair, let's get into that calf stretch where you take one big step back and put the back heel to the floor. Look down at your toes, make sure they're pointed straight ahead, make sure they're hip width apart side to side. And then have a nice deep breath there. It's tight in there today too. And switch sides. Oh. Double check, toes straight ahead. I'm telling you, do this one every night before you go to bed. Those leg cramps will get better. Good. Now hanging on to your chair and walking backwards. Pull your hips back. Ooh, flatten out across your shoulders. Your knees can be softly bent here. So if your hamstrings are super tight, you may want a little bend in your knees. But you might want to try, if they are super tight, straightening one and then releasing it. So just straightening one leg at a time, keeping the sit bone reaching back, and you'll feel the stretch in the hamstring, in the back of the thigh. Good, then bend your knees, tuck your hips, come back up to upright. Let's see. I'm going to do a few hamstring curls to stretch the front of the thigh. So when you bring your heel up like that, you're contracting the back of the leg, but you're also stretching the front. If you are flexible enough to grab your foot or the hem of your pants maybe, then you can hold that stretch and try to tuck your tail under and open up the front of the thigh. If you're not flexible enough to grab your foot, then just keep the leg moving, right? You're just going into the stretch and out of it, going into the stretch and out of it. The funny thing about flexibility is working your muscles, using them through a full range of motion, actually helps increase their range of motion. It's kind of a nifty thing. So you're going to do this holding on to your chair. I'm going to turn around to face you so you can see better. but I'm going to take a wide, wide stance with my feet. So my feet are wider apart than my shoulders, just about as wide apart as I can go. And I'm going to hinge at the hip. So push one hip back, then bend that knee and shift my weight over. So I've got my weight on this leg, and this leg is stretching down the inside. I'm going to push to come back up and switch sides. So the hip that's bending, I'm thinking about pulling it behind the foot I'm standing on. And obviously, I'm exaggerating this. You're probably going to be in a slightly more limited range of motion, not as deep a sit, not as deep a slide to the side. Oh, man. Excellent. That is probably enough of that. Let's come back to seated. And come into our hamstring stretch. I'm sitting sideways just so you can see. So one leg out straight. I'm trying to get nice and upright here, and then it's the pelvis that tips to get the stretch through here. So my sit bones start to reach back. My heel reaches forward. I'm keeping nice and long from head to tail, right? I'm not doing that rounding over thing because I'm not trying to stretch my back here. I'm trying to stretch my hamstrings. We'll get to our back. And then other leg. Excellent. And then figure 4 hip stretch. Cranky, cranky, cranky in there. I know you know how that feels. Some days the parts just would like a word with the manager. Oh. And again, just be gentle with yourself. Be consistent. I'm switching legs here. The progress comes from just showing up every day, doing something, keeping those joints and muscles moving. It's what they're made for. It's what your brain is made for. That's the thing that keeps me exercising. I don't like exercise any more than any of you do. But knowing that my brain is there to coordinate these incredibly complex movements that our bodies are capable of makes me think, oh, yeah, exercise is really good for my brain. I'd like to keep that brain going. Thank you very much. So I'm going to keep my body moving. I'm going to keep my brain guessing. It's all good stuff. All right, here we go. Taking a wide stance with my feet, reaching for the ceiling, side bending. Oh. And then as we dive forward, think about reaching out from the top of your head, lengthening your spine, opening up space between each bone in your spine, and then rounding down at the bottom. Oh, take a deep breath once you get down here. Maybe 2 or 3 if it feels good. Some of you will get a big opening up sensation across your low back as you take a deep breath in this position. And then to come up, draw in on your belly button, hands on your knees, and push. And you have done it. You have made it through the end of the week. You have made it through the end of the month. Oh, my goodness. You have made it through the end of putting up with me. So you have my undying love and gratitude. You're making me do it again. I'm not saying goodbye. I'm saying let's keep in touch. Do feel free to call, text, email me, visit me. Again, I'll be packing for the next month, so feel free to come on down. If you want to work out, I will put you to work. Otherwise, I will hopefully check back in with you at least once from Ecuador so that you know I made it safe and sound. And thank you again so much, you guys. See you soon.